faithfully delivering value, interpreting great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally Book Talks. Today we're exploring how we got to now, 6 innovations that made the modern world. This popular science book was written by American best-selling author Stephen Johnson. Before discussing the book, let's consider a famous story from the Amazon basin. A butterfly flapping its wings creates tiny air currents that trigger chain reactions, ultimately causing a Texas tornado. This is the renowned butterfly effect. Remarkably, human innovation has a similar phenomenon called the hummingbird effect. This effect draws from biological evolution of hummingbirds. During the Cretaceous period, flowers used colors and scents to signal insects about pollen availability. While gathering pollen, insects accidentally performed pollination. Thus, plants and insects co-evolved through mutual adaptation, producing abundant nectar. Unexpectedly, this nectar created opportunities for larger creatures. Hummingbirds adapted by restructuring their bones, evolving rapid wing flapping to hover like insects near flowers. What began as plant reproduction strategy drove incredible skeletal changes in birds, a pattern recurring throughout innovation history. Human inventions solving specific problems often spark unforeseen transformations across other domains. Consider the internet. Originally an IT innovation, it revolutionized countless areas: online shopping, social networking, remote work, transforming nearly every aspect of society. Many such connections are subtle. How did glass shape our cosmic understanding? How did refrigeration alter America's political landscape? How did sanitation revolutions influence women's fashion? How we got to now through 6 world reshaping innovations? This book will unpack these stories. Authoritative closing with measured pace. Renowned science writer of The Invention of Air, Future Perfect, and Where Good Ideas Come From. Brings multiple perspectives. He has authored multiple works and is also a media critic, contributing articles to renowned outlets like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Financial Times. Today, we're interpreting this work, which was later adapted into a documentary of the same name after publication. It aired on the BBC with the author himself as host and co-producer. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton praised him in 2013 as an extraordinary scientist. The reason is that in that year, Stephen published How We Got to Now, 6 Innovations That Made the Modern World. The 6 innovations covered in the book are glass, refrigeration, sound, sanitation technology, and artificial light. Next, I'll select the 3 inventions most relevant to our lives and most fascinating: glass, refrigeration, and sanitation. For our discussion, just imagine, without glass, there'd be no smartphone screens. Without refrigeration tech, how could we have fridges and AC? Without sanitation technology, wouldn't the whole world reek? So let's explore how these great inventions sparked the hummingbird effect. First, let's enter the world of glass. You might be surprised that today's artificial glass originated from nature's gift. The story begins around 26 million years ago. Under the scorching heat of the Libyan desert, silica particles melted. Interestingly, when temperatures normalized, this compound couldn't revert but formed a new substance: glass. Back then, glass was a novelty. Artisans carved it into scarab shapes, eventually placing it in Pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb. By the Roman Empire era, glass evolved from ornament to technology. First windows emerged, and glassware-related drinking culture was born. In 1291, glass mass production began near Venice's lagoon, where Murano Island became a hub for glassmakers. Among them was Barrovier, a brilliant glassmaker who perfected crystal glass through experiments, achieving exceptional clarity that defines modern glass. But glass's evolution continued, leading to lenses, fiberglass, mirrors, and more inventions. It has been expanding our cosmic vision in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Sometime during the 12th to 13th century, Italian glassmakers invented something revolutionary: that changed how we see the world. This new marvel was the lens. Coincidentally, around the same time, the printing press was invented, making literacy fashionable and skyrocketing demand for eyeglasses. Thousands of spectacle makers sprang up across Europe like mushrooms after rain. After this, lens innovations kept emerging one after another. In 1590, spectacle makers Hans Janssen and Zacharias Janssen invented the microscope. 70 years later, this invention enabled British scientist Robert Hooke to discover life's fundamental structure. Thanks to understanding cells, viruses, and bacteria, we developed vaccines and antibiotics, extending human lifespan. Later, this foundation helped us understand genes, answering what makes us human. Beyond microscopes, the telescope invention expanded human vision into the cosmos. In 1610, 2 years after Lippershey's telescope invention, Galileo observed moons orbiting Jupiter, challenging Aristotle's geocentric model and truly extending our vision to the stars. This led Galileo to write his astronomical work, Sidereus Nuncius, the Starry Messenger. In these breakthroughs, glass lenses were truly indispensable. Beyond lenses, glass revealed another remarkable physical property. In 1887, physicist Charles Vernon Boys produced nearly 90 feet of glass thread, discovering its steel-like strength. Later applied in home insulation, surfboards, computer circuit boards, and the Airbus A380's fuselage, significantly improving fatigue and damage resistance. Even more remarkably, ultra-pure glass fibers form the backbone of global internet through fiber optic technology. In 1970, Corning Glass Works developed crystal-clear glass fibers. Bell Lab scientists then transmitted laser beams through them with minimal signal loss, birthing fiber optics. We could say today's fiber optic networks are woven from glass threads. Glass not only expanded human vision technologically, but also helped us see ourselves clearly. With glass mirrors, painters created self-portraits, like Van Gogh's bandaged ear, indirectly spurring the Renaissance. It enabled Filippo Brunelleschi's perspective techniques, and Da Vinci treasured mirrors. He said mirrors were the standard. Comparing reflections verified if artworks truthfully captured subjects. Some believe mirrors awakened our self-consciousness. Others argue mirrors helped construct modern individualism. Ultimately, glass doesn't just adorn skyscrapers, it shapes scientific and artistic progress. Starting as small ornaments, after millennia, glass became indispensable in daily life. While extreme heat created glass, it also made people in hot regions suffer, yearning for cool relief. How did we progress from ice blocks to refrigerators and air conditioning? First, a story about Frederick Tudor, known as the Ice King, a wealthy Boston heir. Boston's winters brought abundant ice. At 17, Tudor accompanied his ill brother to the warm Caribbean for recovery. Unexpectedly, the Caribbean heat worsened his brother's condition, leading to death. Tudor then wondered, why not transport home ice to help others in hot regions? Though considered unrealistic, he couldn't resist ice's potential. He spent nearly $5,000 on a ship, finally transporting ice to the American South in 1806. People mocked him, certain the ice would melt en route, calling the venture impossible. Yet Tudor solved transport challenges, packing sawdust between ice blocks for insulation. He also designed ice houses with double walls. Air gaps of 2 to 10 inches maintained cold temperatures by reducing heat transfer. Well, Tudor's ice business didn't take off big time, and the reason's kind of surprising. Folks in hot places had no clue what ice was good for. This new thing was tough for them to accept at first. Tudor nearly went bust, but didn't quit. He kept hauling ice, tweaked shipping and storage, and whipped up cold drinks for southern residents, slowly getting them hooked on it. From that wild start, Tudor worked hard for 15 years, and finally, his ice houses spread like wildfire across the American South. After that, his ships sailed off, reaching all the way to Rio and Mumbai. By 1864, when Tudor passed away, adjusted for inflation, the ice biz made him over $200 million. From then on, folks in the South got more and more reliant on chilled drinks. They became a must-have. People also found that in cooling rooms packed with natural ice, pork stayed fresh for a whole year. Just like that, fridge trucks and ships loaded with ice popped up, boosting global trade. The natural ice trade also sparked the rise of man-made cooling tech. In a Florida town where malaria was raging, Dr. John Gorey bought ice to cool down patients. But ice supply was shaky, and with lives on the line, Gorey started digging into artificial ice making. His timing was spot on. By the mid-1800s, folks had some know-how about heat science and vacuums, which lit a fire under Gorey. He began using compressor tech to make ice, chilling air by expanding it and sucking up heat. And in 1851, he scored the first ice machine patent. After that, commercial ice plants opened up, and the natural ice trade slowly faded out. From the 1900s, young naturalist Clarence Birdseye stumbled on a find. Thawing trout caught under ice made them taste amazing. Birdseye cooked up a flash freeze method, icing fish fast at low temperatures and boxing them right away in cardboard. Later, he started General Seafoods, and frozen grub hit family tables. Worldwide, frozen peas and fish sticks had Birdseye's name on the bag. By the 1950s, in typical U.S. homes, the coolest gadget wasn't the fridge anymore. It was the thing that chilled and dried the whole house, aircon. This was designed in 1902 by an engineer named Carrier. Initially used only in industry, but Carrier firmly believed air conditioning should also benefit the public. After countless experiments, air conditioning moved from cinemas, malls, hotels, and offices into ordinary homes. This revolution brought us not just comfy temps and fresh food. The huge shrink in air conditioning size soon sparked amazing events, like population shifts, because in hot spots, folks could still live pretty comfortably. So the post-Civil War trend of folks moving south to north got flipped. Sunbelt population boomed, changing America's political map. The South, once a Democratic stronghold, turned more conservative with an influx of Northern Republicans. Similarly, tons of fast-growing cities popped up in tropical regions worldwide. Demographers say populations in hot cities like Bangkok, Manila, Jakarta, Dubai, and Rio will top 1 billion. Though many new immigrants lack AC at home, they enjoy cool temps in malls and offices, helping tropical cities grow. Another huge change is flash freezing and cryo storage for sperm, eggs, and embryos. Women's baby-making years stretched to 40 to 50. They can chase careers first, then become moms. Without freezing tech, none of this would have happened. At first glance, ice seems so tiny and unimportant, but looking back through history, you see its crazy impact over the past 2 centuries. This is something the refrigeration pioneers never dreamed of. Next up, we dive into a new area, sanitation. From city sewage to drinking water, cleanliness changed not just how cities look, but health and lifestyles too. First, let's check sanitation's effect on cities. For fast-growing cities, handling waste is a huge problem. Waste from people and livestock makes cities filthy and brings plagues, leading to deadly outcomes. In urban sanitation, Chicago is a true pioneer. In the 1850s, Chicago boomed, tripling in size, but its flat terrain trapped sewage, waste, and slaughter runoff, turning the city foul. Dysentery and cholera outbreaks became routine. To fix this, in 1855, Chicago formed a sewer commission and hired Boston Waterworks chief engineer, Ellis Chesbrough, as lead. Clever Chesbrough thought, if you can't dig deep for drainage, why not jack up the entire city? He launched one of Chicago's grandest 19th century projects, lifting buildings citywide with screw jacks. Astonishingly, they raised the city nearly 3 meters, without disrupting daily life. Chicago became America's first comprehensive sewer city, inspiring 20 plus others to follow. Sanitation transformed cities and saved lives. Another story, with sewers built, people focused on clean tap water. In 1898, New Jersey Dr. Leal noticed calcium hypochlorite, bleach powder, a peculiar toxin. Leal believed trace amounts could kill harmful bacteria without endangering people. Without government approval, he boldly added it to city reservoirs, trusting his research. In total secrecy, he executed history's first municipal water chlorination, a huge success. But Leal got summoned to court. People called him crazy, even a terrorist. In court, Leal defended himself firmly, insisting this was public health innovation. The judge asked, "Did you hesitate before giving this water to your wife and family?" Leal shot back, "I believe this is the world's safest water." The case concluded with Leal's total victory. Within years, cities with chlorinated water saw typhoid and waterborne diseases plummet. Leal never patented it. Any water company could use his idea to deliver clean drinking water. Statistics show clean water reduced overall urban mortality by 73% and infant mortality by 74% in the U.S. Gradually, water chlorination spread from America worldwide. The purification of water, beyond saving lives, it dramatically transformed lifestyles. First, bathing became popular. In the 19th century, showers were alien to most Europeans and Americans. Even doctors rarely washed hands. After dissecting corpses, they directly treat patients. Bathing was considered a health hazard. People believed bathing let steam into brains, loosening nerves and ligaments, inevitably causing strokes. Even Queen Elizabeth I bathed barely once a month. As understanding of microbes grew and water sources cleaned up, bathing gained acceptance. By late 19th century, bathing benefits were heavily promoted, even with instructional pamphlets. Later, hygiene products like bleach powder, soap, mouthwash, and deodorant became bestsellers. These personal care items pioneered new advertising trends. Since such ads aired during TV drama breaks, the term soap opera was born. Today, the sanitation industry is valued at $80 billion. Second, sewer construction inspired urban development. Chicago's sewers became templates for large-scale underground projects. Thus, metropolis gained new meaning, having advanced subterranean networks. In 1863, the first steam locomotive ran through London's underground tunnel. The Paris Metro opened in 1900. Soon after, New York's subway launched. Today, a parallel underground world exists. Subways, fiber optics, and pipelines sustaining urban life. Yet we rarely connect these transformations to sewer systems in humanity's quest for cleanliness. Interestingly, bikini popularity also ties to sanitation. As chlorinated pools proliferated, swimming lessons became essential for many. By the 1920s, swimming had women showing their calves. By the late 1930s, swimsuits used less fabric, and open attitudes made low-cut dresses and short skirts fashionable. Oh, this was something Leal never imagined when pouring calcium hypochlorite into reservoirs. As trillions of bacteria were killed by calcium hypochlorite, 20 years later, attitudes toward women showing skin transformed completely. Like hummingbird wings, changes in one field ripple into seemingly unrelated domains. Sure, Hollywood and fashion magazines drove trends, but without chlorination and swimming's popularity, women's liberation through fashion would have come later. That concludes our exploration of how we got to now 6 innovations that made the modern world. Beyond glass, refrigeration, and sanitation, the book traces sound, artificial light, and timekeeping innovations. History teaches wisdom, pause and reconsider everyday things. Thinner eyeglasses, AC saving us in summer heat. The clock ticks, stressing exam takers, chlorine scent in pools, flashing neon signs, and my voice you're hearing now. Tracing these inventions reveals innovation's vitality. It exceeds creators' visions, sparking hummingbird effects that reshape society. Bringing us to today. All right, that's our interpretation of how we got to now. Keynotes below. See you tomorrow.